I had just gotten back from a 3-day trip, and the first thing I noticed wasn't my house. It was the sound of rushing water. Something felt very, very wrong. The road leading to my property was gone, completely swallowed by water. But those houses, those weren't here before. Not even close. 35 houses, built on land that legally belonged to me, and the HOA thought they could just get away with it. Big mistake. I bought this land 5 years ago. No HOA, no neighbors, just peace. Or at least, that's what I thought. Until Karen showed up. She came in loud, entitled, and already angry, talking about community expansion like my land was some kind of public project. I shut her down immediately. But HOA people don't like hearing no. They think rules don't apply to them, and Karen, she took it personally. Next thing I know, construction started, without my permission, without my signature, without any warning. I filed complaints. Lawyers got involved, but permits were somehow approved. Yeah, something shady was going on then. I remembered something they clearly didn't know. This land wasn't just land, it controlled everything downstream, and that's when I smiled, because if they wanted my land, they were about to deal with my water. All of it. There was a dam, old, hidden, and completely under my control. It regulated water across the entire valley, and legally, it was mine. The HOA never checked land history. They never checked water rights. They just built and assumed that was their biggest mistake. I didn't act immediately. I waited, watched them finish every house, let them settle in, because timing is everything. And nature doesn't rush, it builds slowly. Until it doesn't. Then came the storm. 3 days of non-stop rain. The ground couldn't hold it anymore, and neither could the dam. That's when Karen called me, screaming, panicking, demanding I fix it, like I owed her something. I listened quietly. Let her finish. And then I said one thing: this isn't my problem. Because legally, I wasn't required to protect illegal construction. And those homes, they were exactly that. The water kept rising street by street, house by house, until panic took. Emergency crews showed up. Sirens everywhere. But it was already too late. The damage was done. Karen tried to blame me. Of course she did, but this time, she picked the wrong person. I had everything documented. Every warning, every ignored notice, every illegal step they took. Lawyers got involved again, but this time, I wasn't the one defending. I was the one attacking. The investigation exposed everything. Bribes, fake permits, corrupt approvals. It all came out in Karen. She wasn't just loud. She was involved. Deeply involved. The HOA collapsed. Overnight. Board members disappeared. Phones stopped working. Emails unanswered. Homeowners were furious. They lost everything. They wanted answers. From the HOA. And for once, I wasn't the villain. I was the one who warned them, the one they ignored. The court ruled fast. Illegal construction confirmed. Liability shifted, and I was cleared. Actually, more than cleared, I was compensated. Heavily. For everything they did. Karen tried to disappear. No calls, no statements, but investigations don't just stop, especially when everything is documented. Authorities started digging deeper. Bank records, permits, emails, every hidden detail that was coming to light. Turns out, this wasn't just a mistake. It was planned, carefully and deliberately. Bribes were paid, corners were cut, rules were ignored, all for fast profit. But shortcuts come with consequences. And now, everyone involved was starting to feel it. The homeowners demanded answers. They were lied to, sold something illegal, and now, they lost everything. Lawsuits stacked up fast, one after another, against the HOA, against everyone involved. And Karen, she was right at the center. No more hiding, no more excuses. Meanwhile, the water slowly began to settle, leaving behind damage and silence. What was once a neighborhood now looked abandoned. Empty homes, broken dreams. Nature started reclaiming the land, slowly, quietly, like it always does, taking back what was forced. I walked through it all one last time, every street, every house. Not angry, just observing. This was never about revenge. It was about boundaries, about respect, something they never understood. The system worked. Eventually. Truth came out, and justice followed. Just a little late in the land, it stayed with me exactly how it should have been, from the beginning. A few months later, everything was quiet again. No noise, no chaos. Just peace. But I never forgot what happened here, what they tried to do, and how it ended. Some people think ownership is power, but real power is knowing your rights. And standing by them. And Karen, she lost everything she built, because it was never hers to begin with. In the end, the land remained, the truth remained, and so did the lesson.